Hello and welcome to Learn English with Technology podcast series, episode 33, Practicing English Conversations with DeepSeek. You've all been telling us how much you want to use technology to improve your conversational English skills, so we did a deep dive into a new AI tool called DeepSeek. It's designed to help you practice real-world conversations anytime, anywhere, without needing a partner. Let's explore how DeepSeek can help you take your spoken English to the next level.
It's amazing how many English learners want to practice speaking, but they just don't have the opportunities or they're too afraid of making mistakes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
DeepSeek aims to help with these challenges by offering a safe and easy way to practice.
It can be so frustrating, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to speak, but you don't know where to start. I bet you've tried things like talk to yourself in the mirror, or maybe repeating phrases from a textbook, but it's just not the same as having a real conversation.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. DeepSeek tries to bridge that gap by using AI to simulate real-world conversations. It has lots of different scenarios like ordering food, making calls, even business negotiations. And the AI adapts to what you say, which makes it feel much more realistic.
So it's not just like basic phrases or small talk. DeepSeek actually helps you become more fluent. How does it do that?
One of the key ways is by encouraging you to experiment. Just like native English speakers use tons of different expressions, DeepSeek encourages you to try multiple ways of saying things so you can break free from those stiff textbook phrases and really start to explore the flexibility of real English.
I like that. Because, one of the biggest things I see holding people back is the fear of making mistakes. And that can really stop people from progressing.
Yeah. DeepSeek tries to deal with that head-on. It gives you instant feedback, but without the judgment of a human partner. It corrects your grammar, suggests vocabulary, and helps you with pronunciation, all in a safe space. This lets you take risks and try new things, which is really important for language learning.
It sounds like DeepSeek also helps with another challenge I hear about all the time. Thinking in English instead of translating from your native language.
For sure. DeepSeek forces you to think on your feet. Because you're responding in real time, there's no time to translate. You have to process information and come up with responses directly in English, which is so important for becoming truly fluent.
So it's like a mental workout for your English. It's not just about memorizing words, but actually changing how you think in the language.
Exactly. It also exposes you to different accents and even slang, which is really important for understanding how English is really spoken. You get comfortable with the natural flow and variations of the language.
You know what I'm really curious about? DeepSeek's role-playing feature. I can imagine that's a super fun way to practice specific scenarios.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just imagine practicing ordering food in a busy restaurant or even dealing with a difficult customer service call.
Oh, wow.
And you can do it all from home. It pushes you to step outside of your comfort zone and try out different personalities.
That's brilliant. It's like a dress rehearsal for your English skills.
Exactly. And the best part is you can tailor it to your own needs. So if you're preparing for a job interview, you can practice answering common questions. Or if you're planning a trip, you can focus on things like asking for directions.
It's like having a personalized English playground right at your fingertips. You can choose your own adventure and practice until you feel confident.
Yeah, exactly. And to really get the most out of DeepSeek, the key is to practice consistently. Even short bursts every day can make a big difference. Think of it like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
Makes sense. I always tell people that language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. It's all about building those habits over time.
You're absolutely right. It's also helpful to have a purpose for each practice session. So think about what specific vocabulary or situations you want to work on. That focus will help you get the most out of your practice time.
So don't just chat with the AI randomly. Have a goal in mind. Like you're training your English-speaking muscles.
Exactly. And try to challenge yourself to respond to DeepSeek's prompts quickly. This helps you simulate real-world pressure and teaches your brain to think faster in English.
So it's like interval training for your conversation skills.
Yeah, you got it. You're pushing yourself to think and speak faster, which can be really helpful in those situations where you need to be quick on your feet.
Now, it's one thing to speak, but don't forget to also listen to how the AI speaks. Its tone, its rhythm.
Right.
It's like immersing yourself in the nuances of real English conversation.
That's so true. Good communication is just as much about listening as it is about speaking. You have to be able to understand what other people are saying and respond appropriately.
For sure. And DeepSeek gives you a chance to practice both sides of the conversation.
Exactly.
All of this is super valuable. But what about reviewing our conversations after we practice with DeepSeek? Is that important too?
Oh, definitely. It's good to take some time to listen back to what you've said, see what went well and what could be improved. DeepSeek lets you replay your conversations so you can analyze your performance, almost like an athlete reviewing game film.
I love that comparison.
Yeah.
It shows that even the best performers need to constantly review and improve their skills.
For sure. And DeepSeek even tracks your learning journey. It shows you things like how much time you spent practicing, the conversations you've had, and even how many new words you've learned.
Wow, that's
Wow.
incredible. It's like having a progress report for your English speaking skills.
Yeah.
You can actually see how much you've improved.
You got it. And that kind of positive reinforcement can be super motivating. It keeps you going and shows you the results of all your hard work.
It's like having a personal cheerleader for your English learning journey, someone who's always there to support you and celebrate your wins.
Exactly. Now, speaking of challenges, DeepSeek really tries to address some of the biggest hurdles English learners face. We've talked about a few already, but let's dive into some more specific examples.
That's a great idea. Let's see how DeepSeek tackles those common pain points that can make learning a language so frustrating.
Okay, great. One of the most common issues is overcoming self-consciousness and building confidence. A lot of learners are just too afraid to speak because they worry about making mistakes or sounding silly.
Yeah, it's like having stage fright, but for conversations.
Exactly. It can be really tough to overcome. But DeepSeek gives you a safe and judgment-free space to practice. You can experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them without feeling embarrassed or self-conscious.
Like having a supportive coach who always pushes you to do better, but without making you afraid to fail.
Precisely. And when it comes to vocabulary, DeepSeek doesn't just teach you new words, it helps you actually use them.
So it's not just memorizing lists of words. You're actually learning how to use them naturally and fluently.
Right. As you have these conversations, DeepSeek will suggest different ways to express yourself. This helps you expand your vocabulary and sound more natural.
That makes sense. Being able to say the same thing in different ways is a real sign of fluency.
Exactly. And speaking of fluency, DeepSeek can also help you with speaking speed. A lot of learners find it hard to keep up with native speakers, but with DeepSeek, you can slowly increase the speed of your practice conversations as you get more comfortable.
So it's like a treadmill for your tongue. You start slow and then gradually increase the pace.
That's a great way to put it. Another challenge that DeepSeek helps you overcome is understanding native speakers. Many learners find it difficult to understand different accents, slang, and idioms.
Oh, tell me about it. It can feel like you're trying to decipher a secret code.
Right. But with DeepSeek, you get exposed to all those nuances in a controlled environment.
Hmm.
You'll hear a variety of accents, including American, British, Australian, and more. This helps you improve your listening skills and get used to the different ways English is spoken around the world.
I see. That's super valuable. It helps prepare you for real-life conversations where you might encounter all sorts of accents and speaking styles.
Exactly. DeepSeek can also help you master sentence structure, which can be a big obstacle for a lot of learners. It gives you feedback on your grammar, suggests corrections, and helps you develop a more natural flow to your sentences.
It's like having a grammar expert by your side, always guiding you to use more accurate and sophisticated language.
You got it. And of course, one of the biggest fears for any language learner is making mistakes. But DeepSeek tries to change that fear into a positive thing by turning mistakes into learning opportunities.
I like that. It's like having a patient and supportive teacher who helps you learn from your mistakes instead of punishing you for them.
Exactly. You get instant feedback on your errors, but in a way that's encouraging and constructive. It helps you see where you need to improve without feeling discouraged.
That's so important. Making mistakes is a natural part of learning anything new. It's how we grow and get better.
Couldn't agree more. And finally, DeepSeek helps you stay motivated, which can be really tough when learning a language. It can be a long and sometimes frustrating journey, but by showing you your progress and giving you tangible results, DeepSeek helps you stay focused and engaged.
It's like having a cheerleader who's always reminding you of how far you've come and encouraging you to keep going.
Exactly. So DeepSeek isn't just a tool for practicing English conversations, it's a complete solution that addresses the common challenges learners face at every step of the way.
It's like having a personal English learning assistant right in your pocket. It's always there to support you, guide you, and help you reach your goals.
That's a great way to put it. And now that we've explored what DeepSeek is all about, let's shift our focus to you, the listener. How can you use all of this knowledge to achieve your own English learning goals?
That's a great question. Let's talk about some real-world examples of how you can use DeepSeek in different situations and for different goals.
Okay, let's do it. We can explore how DeepSeek can help you succeed in all sorts of contexts, whether it's professional settings, social situations, traveling, or even preparing for English proficiency exams.
Hmm.
So let's start with the professional world.
Okay.
Being able to communicate in English can really open doors to some amazing opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of our listeners are hoping to advance their careers or maybe even get their dream job
Yeah,
in an English-speaking environment.
for sure. And DeepSeek can be a real game changer in those situations.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine you're getting ready for a big job interview.
Mhm.
It's a nerve-wracking experience, but with DeepSeek, you could actually practice answering common interview questions.
Oh, wow.
Like, tell me about yourself, or what are your strengths and weaknesses?
That's pretty cool. It's like having a mock interview with a coach who can give you feedback on everything.
Exactly. You can even try different ways of phrasing your answers and experiment with different tones of voice. You can even record yourself and see how you come across.
I like that.
It's like having your own rehearsal space for one of the most important conversations of your career.
I love that. And the best part is you can practice as many times as you need to until you feel totally confident and ready.
Right. DeepSeek is always there to support you without any judgment.
That's so helpful. So it's not just about job interviews, though, right? Once you get the job, DeepSeek can help you with other professional challenges, too.
Oh, absolutely. Like leading meetings, giving presentations, even negotiating deals.
Yeah, those are all situations where clear and confident communication is so important.
Absolutely. And DeepSeek gives you a safe space to hone those skills. It's like having a virtual boardroom where you can try out different approaches and find what works best for you.
That's a good point. You know, it's important to remember that communication styles can be really different across cultures.
Mm-hmm.
What might be considered assertive in one culture could be seen as aggressive in another.
You're absolutely right. And DeepSeek can actually help you understand those cultural differences.
Oh, wow. How does it do that?
Well, it exposes you to different communication styles and gives you feedback on how your language might be perceived in different contexts.
So it's not just about learning English. It's about learning how to use English effectively in a global world.
Exactly. Now let's switch gears a bit and talk about using English in social situations.
Okay.
This is where a lot of learners feel the most intimidated.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Social interactions can be so unpredictable, and it's totally natural to feel nervous about making mistakes or not understanding all the subtle things people say.
For sure. But with DeepSeek, you can actually practice those everyday conversations that can seem so scary at first.
Oh, like what?
Like ordering food at a restaurant, making plans with friends, or even just chatting with someone you've just met at a party.
Yeah, those can be nerve-wracking. It's like having a social skills simulator.
Exactly. You can practice beforehand and build your confidence so you're ready for anything.
I like that.
And DeepSeek can also help you go beyond the basics. You'll be exposed to slang, idioms, and humor, which are all important parts of having natural conversations.
Oh, yeah, you have to know that stuff. It's not just about speaking perfect grammar. It's about connecting with people.
Absolutely. And DeepSeek can help you bridge that cultural gap by giving you the practice you need to feel comfortable and confident in any social setting.
That's really cool. Now imagine you're traveling to a country where you don't speak the language.
Uh-huh.
It can be exciting, but also kind of scary if you need to use English to communicate.
Oh, for sure. But with DeepSeek, you can actually practice all those essential travel situations.
Wow.
Yeah, you can practice things like booking flights, checking into a hotel, ordering food, asking for directions, even handling emergencies.
Wow, so you're totally prepared.
Exactly. It's like having your own personal travel companion who can help you communicate no matter where you go.
I love that. And you can practice understanding different accents too, right?
Oh, definitely. DeepSeek exposes you to all sorts of English accents from around the world.
Which is so important because English is spoken in so many different ways.
Right. It's not just about learning one standard accent. You have to be flexible.
Yeah, for sure.
And DeepSeek helps you develop that flexibility, which is crucial for good communication in a globalized world.
Now, let's talk about one of the most rewarding parts of learning English. Connecting with people from other cultures. That's when language really becomes powerful.
I couldn't agree more. And DeepSeek can help you build those connections by giving you the confidence to have meaningful conversations with people from all over the world.
So instead of being scared of cultural differences or language barriers, you can actually use them as opportunities to learn and grow.
Exactly. You can practice talking about different customs and traditions, sharing stories about your own culture, even learning about different perspectives on global issues.
That's so cool. It's like having a passport to a world of cultural exchange and understanding.
I like that. And that kind of cross-cultural communication is more important now than ever before.
Yeah, it really is. Now, before we move on, I want to mention one more important way to use DeepSeek.
Oh, okay.
Getting ready for English proficiency exams.
Oh, right.
A lot of people need to take those exams to reach their academic or professional goals, and DeepSeek can be super helpful for that.
Yeah, for sure. If you're stressed out about the speaking part of an exam like TOEFL or IELTS, DeepSeek can help you practice and feel more confident.
Okay.
You can practice answering common questions, work on your pronunciation, and even get used to the exam format so you're not so nervous on test day.
Wow. It's like having your own personal exam coach.
Exactly. And you can practice as many times as you need to until you feel totally ready for the real thing.
That's awesome. So DeepSeek isn't just for casual practice. It can really help you achieve those big goals.
You got it. It's a game changer for anyone who wants to master English and open up a world of opportunities.
Well said. Now I want to bring it back to our listeners. We've talked about all these amazing ways to use DeepSeek, but the most important question is how will you use it to reach your goals?
That's right. What are your dreams, your aspirations, your reasons for learning English? Once you know what you want to achieve, DeepSeek can help you get there.
It's like having your own personal roadmap to fluency. You just need to choose where you want to go, and DeepSeek will be your guide.
Exactly. So what are you waiting for? There's a whole world of English out there, and DeepSeek can help you unlock it.
That's a great way to put it. Now, before we get too carried away, let's give our listeners some practical tips for getting started with DeepSeek.
Okay, sounds good. Let's share some advice to help them make the most of their learning experience.
Perfect. Let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first, consistency is key.
Uh-huh.
Even just a few minutes of practice each day can make a big difference. It's like working out a muscle. You know, the more you use it, the stronger it gets.
That's a good analogy. So don't try to do it all at once, right? Just make it a habit to practice regularly.
Exactly. And have a purpose for each practice session. Ask yourself, what do I want to work on today? What specific skills or situations?
Right, so you're not just going in blind.
Exactly. Having that goal will help you stay focused and motivated.
It's like having a training plan for your English.
Precisely. And speaking of training, another tip is to challenge yourself to respond quickly.
Okay.
You know, when DeepSeek gives you a prompt, try to answer as fast as you can.
Oh, I see.
This helps you think more quickly in English, and it gets you ready for real conversations where you don't have a lot of time to think.
It's like those speed rounds on quiz shows.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when they're learning. It's part of the process.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think that's something a lot of learners struggle with.
They're so worried about being perfect that they don't even try.
Yeah, they're too scared to speak up.
But the truth is, mistakes are how we learn. DeepSeek will give you feedback and help you correct those mistakes in a positive way.
Yeah, it's like having a supportive friend who helps you learn and grow.
Exactly. So embrace those mistakes and see them as opportunities to improve.
Great advice. Now, another important thing is to really pay attention to how you're speaking. Not just what you're saying, but how you're saying it.
Right. Listen to DeepSeek's pronunciation, its intonation, its rhythm.
Okay.
It's like you're trying to find the music of the English language.
I like that. Finding the melody of the language.
The way you stress certain words, the way your voice rises and falls, all those things matter.
They really do.
And DeepSeek gives you a great example to follow. So listen carefully and try to copy those nuances in your own speech.
Good tip. Now, what about after we finish practicing? Is it helpful to go back and review our conversations?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's really helpful to listen to your recordings and see what you did well and what you could improve.
Okay.
It's like an athlete watching game film.
I see.
You can analyze your performance and learn from your mistakes.
That makes sense. And DeepSeek keeps track of your progress too, right?
That's right. You can see how much you've improved over time.
So you're not just guessing, you can actually see how much you're learning.
Exactly. And that can be really motivating. It helps you stay on track and keep working towards your goals.
It's like having a visual reminder of all your hard work.
Precisely. So there you have it, some practical tips to help you get started with DeepSeek and achieve your English-speaking goals.
This has been such a fantastic conversation about DeepSeek and how it could really transform your English learning journey. I'm so excited for our listeners to try it out.
Me too. I truly believe that DeepSeek can revolutionize the way people learn and practice English conversation. It's a powerful tool that gives learners the power to improve their skills on their own terms.
It's like having a personal English tutor, a language coach, and a cultural guide all in one.
Yeah.
And it's available to anyone, anywhere in the world.
That's the amazing thing about technology. It's breaking down barriers and making education more accessible than ever before.
And with DeepSeek, learning English isn't a chore anymore. It's an exciting adventure with endless possibilities.
I couldn't agree more. So what are you waiting for? The world of English awaits, and DeepSeek is your key to unlock it.
This has been an amazing deep dive into the world of DeepSeek. We've covered so much. From the challenges English learners face to the innovative solutions DeepSeek offers. We've even shared practical tips to help you get started on your own DeepSeek journey.
It's been a pleasure sharing our insights with you, and we hope you found it helpful and inspiring.
We always love hearing from our listeners, so please leave a comment below and let us know what you think. What are your English learning goals? How do you plan to use DeepSeek to achieve them?
We're always excited to connect with you and answer your questions.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends and family. Help us spread the word about DeepSeek and its amazing potential.
We believe everyone can master English, and we're here to support you every step of the way.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of DeepSeek. We can't wait to explore more fascinating topics with you in the future.
Until then, happy learning!